you expose something, you bring it to light, then you're rather apt to force yourself to change it. There's no guarantee, of course, but it's a push in the right direction. You admit all of your secrets, your embarrassing secrets, that is to say. Not, again, legitimate secrets. But just, okay, yeah, there was that one time, there was this guy, this prisoner, and we beat him up, for no good reason at all. You keep that secret, you're just avoiding the problem. The problem is in you, not in your prestige. You achieve honor first, and then we can talk about good publicity. I saw some article. I think a general or something was mad about the release of the Abu Ghraib pictures, however long ago that was. I just recently saw this article. The guy was recounting that, and he said that American lives have been lost because those pictures had been published. Because, people see that stuff, and then they get mad at America, and then some percentage of the people who are mad at America turn to violence against America, and soldiers get killed. I can see how the general or whatever would be passionate about that. But do you understand how morals work? The majority of the time, we're talking about a moral as opposed to a temptation. It really works out in the sense of a temptation seems like it's good in some sort of short-term or narrow focus. But what is truly morally right ends up being better in the long term, or the big picture, when you consider all the implications. I'll admit the possibility that because we exposed the abuses at Abu Ghraib, that some American soldiers died. And that's a horrible thing to think of. I don't want to see anybody die. But, in my humble opinion, by exposing those pictures, we came, at least to some small degree, to face our own moral lack, our own flaws. And no, I'm not saying we're like, uber evil Sauron, like we're terrorists or something. But dang it, we are not perfect. And I think that by facing these flaws, that in the long run we can do something about them. We can get rid of them. At least to some degree. That we can increase our honor once we are aware of our own inner lack, our own dishonor, our own sin. Once we are aware of that, we become far more likely and far more empowered to change ourselves, to actually become this thing we purport to be, this idealized notion of America. And when we become that, in the long term, we save more American lives than we lost. Because in the long term, if we stick to our morals, then that is going to come to light. If we actually stick to the truth, if we stay on the straight and narrow, as they call it, if we hold ourselves to higher standards, eventually people will realize. Eventually, that will undermine terrorism far, far more than any, honestly, short-sighted notion of hiding the pictures, hiding the documents, hiding what we've done that was wrong and deplorable. Obama says this latest batch of pictures is nothing too sensational, which is odd considering that he's keeping them secret. Chances are there are at least a few things in there that, well, let's just say would prove embarrassing. But confession is the first step to redemption. Whatever your religious perspective may be. You know what I mean. We have got to face ourselves. We've got to have the courage and the commitment to show ourselves and the world what we have done, where we have failed, where we have gone wrong. That is how we improve ourselves. That is how we stop ourselves from committing these crimes again. But you have to realize sometimes we commit crimes. Sometimes we hurt people that don't deserve to be hurt. And I think part of this is a simple gut instinct to avoid that fact. We don't want to think of Americans, particularly the military, of doing anything wrong. So we justify it and rationalize it. And then from that perspective, having within our own minds rationalized it, said, well, it must have been necessary. Having taken as an axiom that we are always honorable, and the only thing left to protect is prestige. And so, to increase prestige, so we say, we hide the pictures and the documents and so forth. All the while blind to what a grave dishonor this is that we perform on ourselves. All because we do not want to face the truth. But we've got to face it, one way or another. I believe that by and large, one should live as if there are no secrets. Just assume that what you do, what you say, what you think, shall someday see the light of day. Everyone will know about it. Better that you should find that truth and face that truth and reveal the truth than wait for circumstances to wrench it into the public sphere, leaving you to cower and say, well, I didn't really do that. I mean, I didn't mean to. I didn't, We have got to face our own crimes, our own faults, our own sins. That is the right thing to do, in my humble opinion. Thanks for watching. See you later.